Hello, it's Friday, and I am once again having second thoughts. So I have some wristlets here that I made up, and I'll show you. And the reason I'm having second thoughts is because of the hardware. I I accidentally forgot to put the D-ring on this one, and I ended up finishing it with a gold one, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I love this. I love how that looks compared to the other ones. The execution is fine on these ones, but I just don't love them. I think it's because the hardware is different colors and it's just clashing in my head too much. But it also depends on which one, because I think that one looks really cute. Like, this one looks fine too. Well, kind of. I think this one probably looks the best, to be honest. And then this one's fine. So I'm just kind of stuck now because I don't know. I really like how this one looks. And the thing is, I don't have to use these, right? I have them, but I don't have to use them. I also have silver and I think gold, but I have 100 of these in this color. I still have like an antique bronze. I have gold, silver. I have 100 rose gold, and I still have some from the Dahlia, the gunmetal, and I have the like oil slick sort of one. I'm kind of thinking I should just maybe design a keychain for these instead and do that, because I'm just not absolutely head over heels in love with the execution of these. What do you guys think? What do you suggest? I'm not going to make any more for now. I don't know. I just don't know. And the thing is, I can't even like move forward making them unless I decide. And that's the other thing too. The stitching is kind of like not the most fantastic. This is the back, I believe, and this is the front. So the stitching isn't great whenever I do them this way, whereas this looks so much cleaner because you're just pressing that hardware down. So I think I'm just gonna, you know what? I think I'm just going to call it and just move forward and maybe just sew these into loops, and then you guys can pick which hardware you want, maybe. Even though there's a ton over here, maybe these can be add-ons. You know, if you want to add one of these on, you can add one on. I think maybe that's what we can do, just to salvage that idea, but these might be B grade or something. I just can't. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just sew around these, but not add any hardware to them. And these can be add-ons for an extra fee. So maybe we'll do that. I only did 2 more. It actually takes a little bit longer than you would think for some reason. I just think this hardware looks better than what I was originally going to do. And I think that's just what I'm going to go with from now on for the wristlets. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to do what everybody else is doing because obviously it's what works best. I'm still debating if I will allow you guys to choose your own colored hardware because I don't have any more fabric. I might order some more because I do actually really, really like these designs, but they are from AliExpress. So that's another thing too. I don't know when AliExpress is going to change, or if they need to change their EU GPSR stuff. I don't know if that's going to fall under them because I'm in Northern Ireland and I don't know if they're going to sell to me anymore. So that's an issue that I don't know if it's going to affect me or not. But anyway, these are what's done now. This one's a little bit crinkly, but I still think it looks fine. So anyway, I'm done for the night. I can't be bothered. It was kind of a low energy effort day, and I spent most of it editing. And I'm trialing something that I never saw before, and I don't know how long it's been like a thing, but YouTube lets you try out different thumbnails for your videos, and basically it will choose the one that performs best. So I tried that today. It's December 6th when I'm recording this, but the vlog hasn't come out yet. It comes out on Monday, December I think the 9th. But this portion won't come out until the vlog that comes out. And I do have to warn you guys, I will not be vlogging or uploading at all come Christmas time. We're flying out of Dublin in like a week before Christmas, and we don't come home until after the new year. I might upload shorts every now and then, but because they won't be related to the shop or the studio vlog, I don't know where I'm going to be putting them or when I'm going to be putting them or how I'm going to be putting them up. So I am going to just be done for the night, and I'll get more done tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be like really bad weather-wise, and there I think was a couple of markets that I was interested in going to that have been canceled, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna pack it in. I'm done. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I vlog at all. Good afternoon. It is Saturday, December 7th. I'm out in the shed because I'm about to work on the amethyst scrunchies. They are the last scrunchies in the gemstone line. For now, I don't know if I'm gonna add other colors of scrunchies. I am thinking of adding gold and silver at some point, but that's not gonna happen yet until I sell more of these colors. I am not going to work on the wristlets for now. For one, I need tea lights to finish off the labels because they do fray when they're sewn without being finished. So I don't really want to risk ruining those labels when they get sewn on, you know. And I need more butane in my lighter anyway. So I think if I get some tea lights, that would just be a much better way to go about finishing them off. That's just on hold for right now, and that's fine. You know, that's fine. And I will list the ones that look done. Maybe eventually, I'm not really sure. I could also get some cotton scrunchies done, but I want to cut the fabric for the amethyst scrunchies. So I think I will set up my good camera for that, just to get some footage for next week's vlog. As far as anything else, that's literally the last sewing project for now. Which is crazy to think about because it's been, what, maybe a month and a half since I started making the scrunchies. The other thing is though too, I was thinking about what could I possibly make with that denim unicorn fabric, and I was thinking an apron, maybe, because I've always wanted an apron for like my craft area, so that could be a project I could, you know, figure out at some point. I would really like that, but it's not going to happen right now. So I'm going to stop talking to you guys, get this camera set up, get the fabric laid out. We'll start cutting it out. There's like no real way to tell from over here. Maybe, I don't know, if the trees start swaying. But it is very, very blustery today, so much so that a lot of craft fairs and stuff have actually been canceled. So, yay. I hate chiffon so much because it doesn't matter how much I pin it to stabilize it, it always ends up wonky. All the Amethyst basic size scrunchies are prepped and ready to go. All the sizes are searched. All I need to do is install the label and basically sew up the scrunchie. The luxe ones take a little bit more time and effort, but they will be next. Sometimes I like to go back and forth between the basic ones and the luxe ones because obviously the basic ones are going to be a lot easier to sew up than the luxe ones. It's currently 5:15 in the evening and the sun is gone, completely gone. Yesterday I refreshed my hair color so I feel a lot more put together. And I spent all day today just doing my thing, being out here. Somebody is in the toilet and I really need to use it, and I'm afraid that somebody is taking a bath, which is unfortunate. So I am either gonna have to wait or I'm gonna have to go out back. And that is not an exaggeration. I have done that several times before. So anyway, I'm gonna go in here and see if my husband wants to do anything for dinner. I'm not hungry. I already had some shrimp mac and cheese because I ate leftovers. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a break for a little bit. I might come back out in a couple of hours for a little bit, but I think I'm just done for right now. So if I come back out, we'll vlog a little bit more, but if not, good night. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, December 10th. And TMI right off the bat, I am experiencing feminine pain. I'm a little bit sluggish. Yesterday, I just completely took the day off because I couldn't move, didn't want to move, low energy, no energy, all, everything the works. So I spent the entire day watching movies I hadn't seen. So I watched Atlantis. I watched Treasure Planet. I watched How to Train Your Dragon 3. What else? There was something else I watched. Oh, I watched Wish. I think that's everything I watched yesterday. And then I was going to start Puss in Boots this morning, but I was like, you know what? I'm actually feeling okay. So the heat's been on since 9:30. It's still a little chilly. It's almost 1 o'clock, or is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 12:40. And I just decided, you know what? Let's get some of these amethyst scrunchies sewn into tubes at least. Get the labels sewn on, sew them into tubes, and just get them done that way. And then I'll put elastics in them, at the end and everything, and sew them up and whatever. The vlog's already done up until this point. I did a lot of vlogging over the weekend because I did a lot of prepping for these scrunchies, and like Sunday night, I was showing signs that I was going to be menstruating, and I was like, oh, poo. Even though I have an app that tells me basically when I'm gonna get my period. Yeah, and then Monday came, and I was like, nope, I don't want to do nothing. I was taking paracetamol right before I had gotten any cramps, so I was good. I had my heating pad on all day, but I just had no energy, and I didn't want to move. So I didn't get anything done, but like I said, I watched a bunch of movies that I hadn't watched, and I think that's kind of a win because I feel like you need to expand your horizons with media, if that makes sense, so that you can start gathering new ideas and information that's important. So I never watched Atlantis because I didn't like the style of the animation, which is a shame because there's a lot of very, very good animation in that movie. I didn't watch Treasure Planet for the exact same reason. I just didn't like the style of animation, even though it was a very good movie. How to Train Your Dragon 3 I hadn't watched because I just didn't get around to it. And then Wish, I just watched it to see what everybody was talking about, and I was like, huh. I didn't mind it, but I couldn't, except for the villain song, I probably couldn't tell you a darn moment that happened out of that whole film. I did bring the good camera out, but I'm not sure how much footage I'm actually going to take because I didn't realize how much sewing footage I had already had. I have quite a lot already, but at the same time, this vlog is coming out the week that we are leaving, and it's the only vlog you're going to get until we come back. The second full week of January is probably when I'm gonna be putting another vlog up. So, I guess I should just get started. I have a couple of videos lined up that I could listen to while I work. But yeah, let's just go. Let's go. For the longest time, and I think it's because my app and my iPad have finally updated after a couple months, maybe a year. I get ads on YouTube now. I did not get ads on YouTube for the longest time. Like, I didn't have a corner ad up here. I wasn't getting shown ads in videos, like, but now I'm getting them. And I texted my husband, and he was like, well, it was good while it lasted. So I'm just watching Smoky Glow right now, listening to her while I sew, and I'll probably go through a bunch of videos while I sew today. So here's what we have so far. I have 2 Look scrunchies put together that just need to be sewn into tubes and elasticated. There's a basic scrunchie that needs to be elasticated. I just wanted to see what they would look like. So there's 3 here that are like done. They're not hand sewn yet, but I think they look really nice. I'll show you in a minute. But the very first basic scrunchie I did just set me up. It really did. What ended up happening was the 2 sides were not lining up correctly, so I had to seam rip, and then when I seam ripped, I ripped the fabric. But I didn't want to just get rid of this one, so this will be my personal amethyst scrunchie, which is a pain in my butt. I hate when I make mistakes like that, but they happen, and I just have to live with them. So I will show you on my wrist what they look like in the light. Very, very nice. Now, because the chiffon did not want to be cut quite right, the Look scrunchies are going to be like kind of wonky, but I don't know how to describe it. They're still going to look fine, and they're not going to be noticeable. But like, for example, here is a cut piece of chiffon, and let's see what the measurement is here. So at one end, it looks like it is 6.5 inches, but then you fold it over. It should still be 6.5 inches, but it didn't look like it, did it? Oh, maybe, I don't know. Didn't it look completely different? Maybe it's the grain of the fabric. I'm losing my mind. But anyway, this scrunchie didn't look like that. The chiffon looked like it was completely different sizes. Just like this one did, until I fixed it. I don't know. I think I'm going crazy. I think it's the hormones. Also, I had black elastic left over from the first bout of fabric that I bought from Pound Fabrics. And I ended up getting these spools of elastic from the trimming shop or store or whatever it's called. But what I'm trying to get at is this one seems less stretchy. I use 8 inches of elastic in my scrunchies, and this just didn't seem very stretchy as opposed to this stuff. So the first couple scrunchies I made, I used this elastic, and I didn't like it, so I ended up going back to the spool. So I'm very tired. Today just has not been my day. The sun's not out, all of my in-laws are home, so you know how it can be. I've got my period. I messed up a scrunchie right away. My elastic's not working. Should I just give up? Should I just give up and go watch a movie and just not? I keep toying with the idea, do I go to the gym today or do I just give another day to recover and then go the rest of the week? I need to get a leg day in because I haven't done a leg day in a while. And I know leg days just obliterate me. So I always try to leave them to the last day. But last week I didn't feel like going on Friday. I went Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then I just didn't feel like going on Friday because my husband gets off work early on Fridays, and I like to be home when he's home, which I know is silly, but he gets home just before I would go to the gym in the afternoon. And I'm like, oh, he's home though, so I don't want to go to the gym and leave him all by himself. I've done it before, but lately I just want to be home with him. So I could go in the morning, but sometimes in the morning I just want to, get the stuff done with my film editing and stuff. But things have been hard though too, because my father-in-law's been home on sick leave for the last month. It was supposed to originally be 2 weeks. But then he ended up taking another 2 weeks off. And it's been hard with him being home because he's kind of like my mother-in-law. He has to vacuum every day. Not all the time. He's not as bad, but you know, if the mood strikes, he will. And so like it's hard to get anything done with my mother or father-in-law home because they get up earlier than my brother-in-law would. My brother-in-law gets up at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I can like do stuff in the kitchen and like get it done. So when they're home, I feel like if you don't know anything about Irish people, they love to sleep in, okay? And they will sleep in until noon or later. But not all the time, which is why I can't wait to go home because at least my parents are consistent with their routine, like extremely consistent to the point I used to know, I lived in the basement, right? I used to know who was home just by how they walked across the boards upstairs. Like I knew who was home. I knew everybody's footsteps. I knew everybody's routines. Here, I couldn't tell you. Like one day my brother-in-law will sleep until 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. The next day he'll be up at 10 in the morning, and it's like I can't plan on anything, which is like so frustrating when you are the complete opposite. I am a morning person and I would prefer to get done in the morning and then go to sleep early. And people think I'm nuts because of that. Like I on my Noel IRL TikTok account, I posted something similar and the people in the comments just were destroying me, saying that going to bed at 9:30 is for babies, is for children, and nobody does that. No real adult does that. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm 34 years old. I guess I'm not an adult. Like, whatever. I just like to get stuff done in the morning, right? Oh, God, but cultures, I guess. So anyway, it's so gloomy and doomy, but I also don't really want to go in because I don't know if they vacuumed or not. I've been out here the entire time. And I also feel like I should go to the gym. Anyway, I need to stop just, I don't know, brooding and maybe get a couple more scrunchies done. I might do one more scrunchie and then I'll just go in. Maybe like clean up inside a little bit because I know our bedroom is a little bit cluttered right now and the mold is starting to grow in the windowsill and I had to treat that today. And it's so annoying. Like, I'm interested to see how well our room's going to keep when we are not home with the mold situation. So I've been spraying, I didn't spray the windowsills with that, with my mold killer concoction that I made. So I did spray them today. I might give the wall a spray again just to maybe keep it at bay a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't even know if I want to do another scrunchie. I think I might just actually be done. Just because I am powered by the sun and without it, I am nothing. So I think I'm just going to be done for right now and go in. And like I said, just clean up a little bit. I might try and watch a movie and then if I hear the vacuum cleaner go off, I'll try and clean under the bed or something. So fun times. Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 11th. Ooh, why'd my voice do that? But just listen for a second. Listen. Do you hear that? It's actually quiet in the house for once. My father-in-law finally went back to work. He'd been off on sick leave for 3.5 weeks or something like that, and it was the longest 3.5 weeks of my life. Because my in-laws, if you know anything about my in-laws, is that they are smokers, so they cough quite a lot. But I mean, like, they're always like clearing their throats like constantly. I mean, every 5 minutes, all you hear is so I get to hear that a lot. The other thing is neither one of my in-laws knows how to move around the house without making some sort of noise. My father-in-law pats his knee because he was an ex-drummer, so he's like patting his knees every time he walks through through the house. He sings little songs like almost every single time he moves from the living room to the kitchen. And my mother-in-law, she's always talking to the dogs and the dog, not dogs. Oh my God, if we had another dog. She's always talking to the pets in like a baby voice and stuff. And it's just like, it's never just quiet. So it's very nice to get the reprieve and the silence because it feels like I can actually breathe for once. But anyway, I don't have a lot going on today. I don't have anything that's like in a time crunch, if that makes sense, because for the most part, the amethyst is probably going to go up after we get back home. So I'm not worried about sewing a bunch of them. Sorry, my hair is crazy. I'm not worried about sewing a bunch of them for any particular reason. Whatever gets done, gets done. It is so cold today. I don't know if I'll even make it out there, out in the shed. Hold on, I gotta switch arms because that's really killing me. I don't know if I'll make it out in the shed today because it is so cold. It's like cold and dreary and wet, and it's super gross today. It makes me not want to do anything. I actually only just got up maybe 20 minutes ago. I've been getting back into that habit of going right back to sleep as soon as my husband leaves for work, and I don't like doing that, but at the same time, I love living right by the road. At the same time, I don't really know what to do at 7:30 in the morning because I don't really have a lot of footage from yesterday. I didn't vlog a lot yesterday out in the shed because all I did was the amethyst scrunchies, and I didn't do very many of them, and I didn't do them very well, in my opinion, because I just wasn't in the mood. And if I don't feel like I'm in the mood, I don't feel like I should do, something I don't want to be doing, because then the quality won't be there, if that makes sense. What I do have is a list of things that I can do, should do, probably will do. Do you ever get some sort of way where you're like, I have to do all the things, and it's like 11:30 at night, and you really can't? So I had to make a brain dump, and so the first one on here is make a font based on my handwriting. Now, technically I've done this before. If you've gotten a thank you card, I did technically make a font for the thank you cards, but I want a font that's based on this handwriting that you're seeing, with a lot of ligatures and stuff. So I look through my journal for examples of ligatures. So a ligature, if you don't know, is so say the N and T here in font, that's a ligature. It's like connected letters. So the SED here, or ASED in based, that's also a ligature. That whole thing is a ligature. ON is a ligature. I do connect my letters quite a bit. The thing I want to also think about is markets at some point. So I want to research what people are doing for their displays, figure out what goods I could sell. The next thing is new designs, but I'm not going to show you what those are because that's a secret. So the next thing on my list, I want to do a social media audit, and I want to get rid of Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky now, so Twitter, I never really used Twitter. I don't have a lot of followers on Twitter, so there's no reason I'm keeping it. The other thing I want to do is I want to empty my Mila note. So Mila note is really, really cool. We'll talk about in a minute here. I want to go through my Notion. I probably don't need to do this just yet, but I need to order some of those small glassine sleeves that I put stickers in, and I need to look up maybe ideas for email subscriptions. So Mila note. I like Mila note and I like Notion for different things, right? They're not the same thing though. And also not sponsored by any of those, but if you ever want to, love you, please. Mila note, you've probably heard of it from other creators. It's essentially like a visualization board. You can use it for other things too, but I would like to use it for like a visual board, and I like use a vision board. Vision board. I like using it to get ideas. I like to brainstorm sometimes. So I'll go on like Google searches, and I'll see like products and stuff that like give me ideas, or color palettes that give me ideas for products of my own. So I just kind of slap them all into Mila note and call it a day. And I like it, but since I'm on the free version, I only have so much space. And so I have to like go and dump everything into Notion, which I do have the subscription for. But because I'm saving up for my Notion social subscription for next year, I don't really want to buy the Mila Note subscription just yet. But it's in the works. It's up there. It's one of the things I would really like to do eventually, because it is so good and so helpful. I have the Chrome extension on my computer, and I have it, I think, on my iPad. It is like insane. I love it. But like I said, it's only so powerful through the free version, so I have to go and do like a little brain dump and start sticking things in my Notion. So maybe that's the first thing we'll cross off our list this morning. Y'all, I am still so angry that I get ads on my YouTube app now. I never, right? for, gosh, how long? And see, I didn't notice it. I'm thinking whenever our bed was over here, where my husband's desk is, I think that was the last time I really remember getting YouTube ads on my app, on my iPad, and my phone. So maybe about a year, maybe a year and a half or something that I haven't had ads. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't really notice. But now that I have ads again, I'm like, how, for one, why was I not getting ads for the longest time? And two, why am I getting them now? But anyway, I have Milanote pulled up on my iPad, and I have Notion pulled up on my computer. And I'm just, because I find it easier to just work on Notion on my computer anyway. So I'm going to try and, I don't know, organize something in some way. I might not do all my Milanote stuff today. But then what else do I have going on today? So here's my Milanote. This was when I had my Shopify store still. And I had like ideas of, this is very bad, but I had ideas of what I like wanted to pursue as far as designs and stuff. That, like I said, I only had the free version, so I can only do so much. But this was the idea I had for like patterns, because I had some Valentine's Day assets, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can slap patterns on mugs and stuff. But I also had some other ideas, so coquette ideas, some other shop ideas. I put shops that I wanted to revisit on my Milanote too, but as you can see, my workspace is full, so. And I didn't know that it meant, like, it counted everything, right? 40 links, one sketch, it counts everything you have in your workspace. So I'm like, oh, that's not fair. But yeah, I'm gonna go through each of these things and see what I can pull out. It's gonna be a while. This app could not get any better. Apparently you can just download everything as a zip file and from your board. Oh, that is so great. I'm gonna look at that. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. So I can get all of the images, and I'm just downloading it as a PDF on the board itself so I can see what the layout used to look like. Oh, this is perfect. That just made my life so much easier. So now I don't have to squeeze everything into Notion. I'll just put everything into a file on my computer and I guess refer back to it when I need to. That just, oh, maybe I should just invest in Milanote. All right, so for the most part, I got the bulk of my Milanote cleaned up and exported all of those extra tables and boards and whatever they call them. So everything's pretty much cleaned up. I do have 2 boards still in Milanote just for general product ideas and stuff. I'm working in Notion Social now. I finally made up a Noelle's Place page on my Notion Social, and I'm starting to try and get together all the stuff, the ideas for products and things, and putting them on that page specifically instead of sprawled out all over my Notion. My Notion is a disaster. Because anytime I come across, like, say even ideas on YouTube or something, I stick them in Notion. I like share them to a Notion page, and I hate the way Notion shares, like on iPad at least specifically. It creates a page with the URL, but it creates a page with the URL as the title. So it makes it a little bit hard to find. So I always have to remember that I have to title it next to the URL. It's a whole big pain in my butt. But anyway, it's very cold in here. It's very cold. I'm finding mold on the window. The window film that I have on there, like the sort of rainbow, you can't see it, but there's like a rainbow film that you sometimes see. It casts like a rainbow over my product photo sometimes. I think I saw it on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's cute. But I noticed that because we have an air conditioner like window cover, I think the condensation just created mold, so I have to clean that up. It's not a lot, but it's enough that I'm like worried for when we leave. I mean, we're only going to be gone for 2.5 weeks, but mold does not care. It grows and grows. So I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to finish what I'm doing here, but I'm like, what else could I do today? Could I maybe start on my font? I could get a jump start on my font. That's going to be like a large project. That isn't going to be like a one-day thing. But yeah, that's going to be fun. I think I could I just think I need to clean up my Notion social for once. And there's another thing that I have to clean up because I have another idea dump somewhere laying around that I have to clean up. So it's going to be a productive day, but I also have to remember that I have to get up and walk around. And I'm like, oh, I told my husband I was going to go to the gym today. It's only a little bit afternoon, but I need to go. It's always cold in my gym during like the winter though. But I only have a couple more days to use my gym membership until we leave, so I should probably go, even if it's like not a super intense workout. I could do a lower body workout today and not do like a super intense one because I haven't done lower body in a while. I could just do a dumbbells only one. We'll see. I do need to go though. I got my first ligature in my font. Viola. That took a little bit longer than I thought. Maybe about a half an hour, 40 minutes. But Inkscape actually has like a font editor. You don't really need to use that. I use FontForge. I just think it's a lot easier. And after I vectorized my ligature and messed around with the vector points, I just exported it as an SVG and slapped it into FontForge, and it's in there now. The rest of my alphabet is not there, but the thing is, my handwriting is very ligatured, because I do a mix of print and like cursive. Like I keep my handwriting very connected. So this is going to be interesting. I'm surprised that my is not connected, but this is going to be an interesting experience. But I also, and this is going to be why it's going to take me forever. I want the kind of font that when you type, it randomizes the characters. So for example, you know how your letter A's may always look the same, but there's always going to be a slight variation between your A's, you know? So what I want my font to do is anytime saying the word class, or specifically words that have like letters together. I'm trying to think. Sheep. There we go. So anytime there's like two letters together that are the same, I want those letters to look different from each other. Does that make sense? That's gonna be like a big undertaking for somebody like me who's never done this before, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fun and a challenge, but it's gonna be like like a long progression. It's almost 1 o'clock. I don't really know what else to do right now. I could get some steps in. It's just like one of those days where I'm like, you know, when you work all week and then you come to the weekend and you need like a day to just be. That's kind of how I feel now that my father-in-law is back at work. It's been like go 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 since he was at home, and I didn't want to be in the house and stuff when he's around because like just the all the noises that come out just really aggravate me, and now I just feel like I'm coming down from being stressed out. But my brother-in-law is gonna wake up here in an hour or two, and when he's like, I just want to be by myself, okay? Is that too much to ask? I just want to be alone. Um, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I think I'll have a smoothie before I go to the gym, if I go to the gym. But I do need to get some steps in. I've been very severely slacking in getting my steps in. But yeah, we've had a productive morning so far. I'm happy with that. I should get some steps in. I'm gonna put something on my iPad and just walk in place for a little bit. Maybe with a cup of tea. Get some steps in, and then we'll come back and work a little bit more. I'm currently on my Twitter because I was gonna delete it, and then I forgot that I follow a lot of artists on here that don't have social media on other platforms, which is annoying. I get it though, because I mean, I feel like Twitter for artists is pretty good because of whatever algorithm they use. It's just easy to find their art. But like, crap, I really wanted to delete Twitter, but I don't really want to because I don't want to lose access to these artists. So I've decided that I'm going to do some self-care instead. So I have a foot bath drawn with some Epsom salts and bubble bath. I'm going to put some gel polish on my toes. And we're just going to sit here and watch something. I don't know if I'm going to watch a movie or some just random YouTube videos, but self-care is in need on this cold, dreary day. Savings pot time. Good morning. It is Thursday, December 12th, and tonight I close the Etsy shop. And I'm kind of glad because I kept looking up at my calendar and like there's a big close Etsy shop on it, even though I have it on tomorrow's date, but I am closing it tonight, probably like around 5, something like that. Just because any orders that come in, I don't want to have to, scramble to process them and everything. Because Friday, tomorrow, will be like, that's it. Orders are going to the post office, and that's all there is to it. I have my vlog pulled up because I'm going to start editing these last 2 days worth of clips as well as this one, because I didn't edit yesterday at all. I wasn't feeling up to it because I was doing other stuff. And I was looking through my Notion today, just like looking at different stuff and trying to figure out if I kind of like having an archive page, but at the same time, I kind of just want to delete the old social media posts and stuff that have already been like posted and scheduled and all that. Well, scheduled and posted, because I still have a bunch of scheduled posts coming up. Oh my gosh, guys, if you're not using Notion Social for at least Pinterest, like if you're really, really big into Pinterest and you like pin things all the time, or rather schedule pins all the time, Notion Social makes it really, really easy to schedule pins. Like I like really easy. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I would love to be sponsored by them someday, but because it is like literally one guy working on it, obviously he doesn't have the funds, and he has a Facebook page and everything where you can like go in and see what he's working on. He was saying something about you have to, as a data, what does he do? He's a programmer or something like that. Basically, as like a back end user like himself, I didn't realize he had to pay to like work on, app data and stuff. Like I don't know the first thing about it. If y'all know, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I didn't know that. And he has like so much stuff. Like you can schedule so much stuff in Notion Social. The only thing you can't schedule yet is like Blue Sky. You can't schedule I think he just put Threads up, so you can schedule Threads now. But Blue Sky I'm kind of interested in, if he were to put that up, because like I said, I want to axe Twitter, but at the same time I'm following a bunch of artists on Twitter. I will never call it the letter name that it is now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in a very talky mood right now because it's the last clip of this vlog and I don't really know what else to say. When we come back in the new year, I'm like, I'll probably work on some scrunchies this weekend if it's not too cold out. I'm not working on them today, and I probably won't work on them tomorrow much. It just depends on the weather, because it's been freezing. It's actually nice in the house right now, but I think it's because my mother-in-law turned the heat on before she left. But it's just, when it's cold, I don't want to do anything. I lack any and all motivation. I didn't go to the gym yesterday. I should go today. I really need to go today. I wish I would start going in the morning, but it's just like, my gym is cold. It's like a warehouse, sort of. It has really, really high ceilings, and there's no heating unless it's in the locker room. So it's freezing in there. And in the summer, it's so hot. Like it's like humid and gross in there. But it's the only affordable gym that I can really go to that has the space. Because there's a couple of gyms around where I am that are just small, like tiny. And for the kinds of workouts that I like to do, I like to have space. So I do like my gym though. Like I probably wouldn't go anywhere else, but ideally, in an ideal world where I had a house, I would work out from home. I would just That's just what I would do. I probably wouldn't have the same muscle mass that I do because I've been working with barbells unless I bought, you know, like a bench press and stuff. But I would prefer to work from home just because, you know, you don't have the commute. My gym's not too far away to begin with, but like there's, you know, the commute would be gone. You know, that also costs gas, the gym membership. Um, just, you know, it would just be beneficial for me if I didn't have the gym membership, but I know I won't work out if I don't have it. I used to work out in here when our bed was in the corner, and then I tried working out in the garage outside, but I was running into, you know, it's winter and it's freezing out there, and I would like layer up and stuff, but I was like, I don't want to work out when I'm cold, like this cold, like freezing cold. So I stopped working out. And then I put on weight, and then I'm like, So that's why I got the gym membership, but I got the gym membership last May. So I've been going for like over a year now, a year and a half. And I like it. I like it a lot, but I don't go as much as I should. Like I get 16 uses of the gym per month on my membership, which is 4 days a week, basically. But I haven't been going 4 days a week. I used to really like a lot when I was working where I used to work, but kind of dwindled this last year. Just this last year though, like kind of went. But you know, it is what it is. We'll try to be better in the new year about waking up. I just think because it's so dark out and because it's cold and the frost on my car, and plus I have a back tire that needs to be looked at, and I'm like wary of wanting to drive on that back tire because it won't inflate. It's like I have the low tire pressure warning in my car, and I've had it for a couple of weeks now. And that's really bad, but I'm also not great at getting my car looked at. I used to back home. I used to no problem because I had an uncle who was a mechanic. Well, he still is, but you know. But now here, it's like pulling teeth to find a good mechanic over here. You have good ones that are expensive, but the good one that I used to use, who's expensive, kind of like screwed me over the one time because I wanted them to check stuff for my MOT, which is like your car inspection over here, and I failed it. I failed it right after they looked at it. And then to get whatever needed fixed cost me like 100 quid. And I was like so pissed because I'm like, oh, this should have been fixed beforehand. So now not only did I fail my MOT and I have to retake it and pay again to take it, I also had to pay, you know, all this money to have this thing replaced. It was a nightmare. That car though that I used to have was a nightmare. We got rid of it and I got my hybrid. But I don't know why I went on such a great big tangent. I think I'm just in a talky mood. It's not even 10 a.m. It's like 9:37. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to leave the vlog here. You guys have a fantastic holiday season and a happy new year. And I will see you guys whenever we come back. I think, let's see, hold on. Before we go, when will we have our next vlog? Probably January 13th. Yeah, because we'll be back that first week of January, and then I'll get some clips and stuff of me working that next week, and then so probably the 13th of January is probably when we'll have the next vlog. So take care of yourselves, eat lots of great food, make memories, and I will see you next year. Bye!